He stole my first kiss to win a bet. My name is Bella. I was the shy girl. He was the captain. His friends laughed behind the door. But now, he is begging me to stay. This is my story. I am 21 years old. I live in a big city, but my world is very small. I am a university student. I go to classes. I study hard. I go to work. Then I go home. That is my life. It is a quiet life. I like quiet things. I am very shy. I have always been shy. When I was a little girl, I hid behind my mother. Now, I hide behind books. I work in the university library. It is a big, old building. It smells like old paper and dust. I love this smell. It makes me feel safe. My job is easy. I put books on shelves. I help students find things. I sit behind a big wooden desk. I watch people, but I do not talk to them very much. Maybe you know this feeling, the feeling of being invisible. Nobody sees you. Nobody looks at you. I was invisible, and I thought that was a good thing. I thought it was safe. But I was wrong. There was a boy at my university. His name was Leo. He was not invisible. He was the opposite of invisible. Everyone saw him. Everyone knew his name. Leo was the captain of the football team. He was very tall. He had dark hair and a big smile. When he walked into a room, people turned to look. When he spoke, people listened. He was always with his friends. They were loud. They laughed a lot. They took up a lot of space. I watched him sometimes, from my safe desk in the library. I thought he was very handsome, like a boy in a movie. But he was not in my world. He was in a different world, a bright, loud world. I was in the quiet, dusty world. I thought our worlds would never meet. One day, everything changed. It was a Tuesday. It was raining outside. The library was very quiet. I was sitting at my desk. I was reading a book. I heard footsteps, heavy footsteps. Someone was walking toward my desk. I did not look up. I kept my eyes on my book. Then someone tapped on the desk. Tap, tap, tap. I slowly looked up. My heart stopped. It was Leo. He was standing right in front of me. He was wearing his team jacket. His dark hair was a little wet from the rain. He was looking down at me, and he was smiling. I could not speak. My mouth was dry. My hands started to shake. I put my hands under the desk. I did not want him to see. "Hi," he said. His voice was deep. "Hello," I whispered. My voice was very small. "I need a book," he said, "for a class, history class. Can you help me?" "Yes," I said. "What is the book?" He told me the name of the book. I stood up. My legs felt weak. I walked out from behind the desk. He followed me. He was so tall. I felt very small next to him. We walked down a long aisle of books. It was very quiet. I could hear his breathing. I could smell his cologne. It smelled like fresh air and soap. My heart was beating very fast. Boom, boom, boom. I found the book. I pulled it from the shelf. I turned around to give it to him. He was standing very close, too close. I held out the book. He took it, but his fingers brushed against mine. My skin felt hot. "Thank you," he said. He did not look at the book. He looked right into my eyes. His eyes were light brown, like honey. "You are welcome," I said. I looked down at my shoes. "I am Leo," he said. "I know," I said. Then I felt stupid. Why did I say that? Of course I knew him. Everyone knew him. He laughed, a soft, nice laugh. "What is your name?" he asked. "Bella," I said. "Bella," he repeated. He said my name very slowly, like he liked the taste of it. "That is a pretty name. It means beautiful." I felt my face get hot. I was blushing. I did not know what to say. So I said nothing. "Well, thank you, Bella," he said. He smiled again. Then he turned and walked away. I stood there for a long time. I was holding my breath. I let it out slowly. I touched my fingers, the fingers that touched his. I felt strange. I felt a little dizzy. But I also felt something else. I felt happy. He saw me, the invisible girl. He saw me and he talked to me. I went back to my desk. I could not read my book anymore. I could only think about Leo, his smile, his eyes, his voice saying my name. I thought it was just one time. I thought he would get his book and never come back. But the next day, he came back. It was Wednesday. The sun was shining. I was putting books on a cart. I heard someone call my name. "Hi, Bella." I turned around. It was Leo. He did not have a book. He did not look like he was studying. He just stood there. He had his hands in his pockets. "Hi, Leo," I said. I was surprised. "How are you today?" he asked. "I am fine," I said. "Do you need another book?" "No," he said. "I just wanted to say hi. I was walking by. I saw you through the window." He saw me through the window. He came inside just to say hi. My heart did a happy little jump. "Oh," I said, "well, hi." He laughed again. "You are very quiet, Bella." "I know," I said. "I am sorry." "Don't be sorry," he said. "I like it. It is peaceful. My life is very loud. It is nice to be here. It is nice to talk to you." He talked to me for 5 minutes. We talked about the weather. We talked about the library. It was simple talk, but to me, it was magical. Then he left. He said, "See you later, Bella." See you later. That means he will come back. And he did. Thursday, he came back. Friday, he came back. Next week, he came back every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Every day, Leo came to the library. Every day, he came to my desk. He sat in a chair near me. We talked. I stopped being so nervous. I started to talk more. I told him about my favorite books. I told him about my small apartment. I told him about my cat, Luna. He listened. He really listened. He looked at me when I spoke. He did not look at his phone. He did not look at other people. He only looked at me. He told me about his life. He told me about football. He said it was hard. He said there was a lot of pressure. He said he was always tired. "Sometimes I just want to hide," he said one day. He looked tired. "You can hide here," I said softly. He smiled, a real, gentle smile. "Thank you, Bella. I think I will." I started to change. I started to wake up early. I looked in the mirror more. I bought a new lipstick. It was light pink, just a little color. I brushed my hair more carefully. I wanted to look nice. I wanted to look nice for him. My heart felt full. I had a secret, a beautiful secret. The captain of the football team was my friend. And maybe, just maybe, he liked me. Maybe you have felt this way. When you start to like someone, every day is exciting. Every morning, you wake up and think of them. You hope to see them. You hope they look at you. It is a wonderful feeling. It makes the world look brighter. The sky is bluer. The coffee tastes better. Everything is good. I thought everything was perfect. I thought I was in a fairy tale. I was the quiet princess. He was the handsome prince. He came to rescue me from my lonely tower. I was so foolish. I was so young. I did not know how the world really works. I did not know that some people play games with hearts. 2 weeks passed. It was a Friday afternoon. Leo came to the library. He looked excited. "Hey, Bella," he said. "Hi, Leo," I said. I smiled. I always smiled when I saw him now. "Are you busy tomorrow night?" he asked. "Tomorrow night, Saturday night." "No," I said, "I am not busy." "Why?" "My team is having a party," he said. "At a house near the campus. It will be fun. Music, food, people. I want you to come." He wanted me to come to a party with his friends. I felt a sudden panic. A party, loud music, many people, popular people, beautiful girls, loud boys. I did not belong there. I was the library girl. I was the shy girl. "Oh," I said. I looked down at my hands. "I don't know, Leo. I am not good at parties. I don't know anyone." "You know me," he said. He reached over the desk. He touched my hand. His hand was warm. "I will be there. I will stay with you. Please come, Bella. It will mean a lot to me." He looked at me with those honey brown eyes. He asked me to come. He said it meant a lot to him. How could I say no? "Okay," I said quietly. "I will come." His face lit up. He looked so happy. "Great," he said. "I will text you the address. Come around 8 o'clock. I will wait for you at the door." "Okay," I said. He squeezed my hand. Then he left. I was terrified. I was so scared. But I was also so excited. I was going to a party with Leo. Saturday came. It was a very long day. I could not focus on anything. I cleaned my apartment. I fed my cat. I looked at the clock. The time moved very slowly. At 5 o'clock, I started to get ready. I opened my closet. I did not have party clothes. I had jeans. I had sweaters. I had plain shirts. Then I saw it. A dress. I bought it a year ago. I never wore it. It was light blue. It had short sleeves. It came down to my knees. It was simple, but it was pretty. I put it on. I looked in the mirror. It fit me well. The blue color made my eyes look nice. I put on my pink lipstick. I brushed my hair until it was soft and shiny. I looked different. I did not look like the invisible girl. I looked like a girl going on a date. A date? Was this a date? I did not know, but I wanted it to be. At 7:30, I put on my coat. I walked out of my apartment. The night air was cool. The stars were out. I walked toward the university. The house was not far. I heard the music before I saw the house. It was loud. The bass thumped in my chest. Boom, 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 like my heart. I walked up to the house. There were people everywhere. On the grass, on the steps, on the porch. They were drinking from red cups. They were laughing. They were shouting. I felt scared. I wanted to run away. I wanted to go back to my quiet room. I wanted my cat. I stopped walking. I turned around. I took one step back. Bella. I stopped. I turned back. It was Leo. He was standing on the porch. He saw me. He waved his hand. He pushed through the crowd of people. He walked down the steps. He came to me. He looked amazing. He wore a dark shirt and jeans. He smiled his big smile. "You came," he said. He looked at me from head to toe. "You look beautiful, Bella." My heart soared. He said I was beautiful. "Thank you," I said softly. "Come inside," he said. He took my hand. He held it tight. He led me into the house. It was so crowded. It was very hot. The music was so loud I could not hear myself think. People bumped into me. But Leo held my hand. He kept me safe. He made a path for us. He introduced me to some people. "This is Bella," he said. They nodded. They smiled quickly. Then they looked away. They did not really care, but I did not care either. I only cared about Leo. We got a drink. We stood in the corner. He talked to me. He leaned in close so I could hear him over the music. His face was very near mine. I could feel his breath on my cheek. "Are you okay?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "I am okay." "It is too loud here," he said. "Let's go somewhere quieter." He took my hand again. He led me down a hallway, away from the big living room, away from the loud music. He opened a door. It was a small room, maybe a study room. There was a desk and a sofa. There was a small lamp in the corner. The light was soft and yellow. It was quiet in here. The music was just a low hum. He closed the door behind us. Not all the way, just pushed it mostly closed. We stood in the middle of the room. He let go of my hand. He turned to face me. "This is better," he said. "Yes," I said. He looked at me. He did not say anything for a minute. He just looked. His eyes were very soft. He lifted his hand. He touched my hair. He tucked a piece of hair behind my ear. My breath caught in my throat. I stood very still. "You are so different, Bella," he whispered. "You are not like the other girls." "I am just me," I said. "I like you," he said. He moved closer. He put his hands on my waist. I put my hands on his chest. I could feel his heart beating. It was beating fast, just like mine. He leaned down. I closed my eyes. He kissed me. It was my first kiss. I had never kissed a boy before. I was always too shy. I always thought I would wait for someone special. And this felt special. His lips were soft. He kissed me gently. It was slow. It was sweet. I felt a rush of warmth all over my body. My head felt light. My stomach did flips. I kissed him back. I moved my hands up to his shoulders. I held on to him. I felt like I was floating. It was magic. It was everything I ever dreamed about. The quiet girl and the popular boy. A perfect moment in a quiet room. He pulled away slowly. He opened his eyes. He looked at me. He smiled a little smile. "Wow," he whispered. I smiled back. I felt so happy. I felt beautiful. I felt loved. "Wait here a second," he said softly. "I will get us some water. It is hot in here." "Okay," I whispered. He walked to the door. He opened it a little more. He stepped out into the hallway. I stood in the room. I touched my lips. I could still feel him. I closed my eyes and smiled a big, silly smile. I was the happiest girl in the world. But my happiness did not last long. It only lasted for 1 minute. Then everything fell apart. I heard voices from the hallway. They were right outside the door. The door was slightly open. I could hear them clearly. It was Leo. And it was another boy, a loud voice. I recognized it. It was his friend, Mark. "Well, well, well," Mark said. He was laughing. A mean, ugly laugh. "Did you do it, man?" "Keep your voice down," Leo said. His voice was low. He sounded nervous. "Did you do it?" Mark asked again. "Did you kiss the library mouse?" "The library mouse." That is what he called me. My heart dropped. The warm feeling in my body turned cold. Ice cold, I froze. I could not move. I listened. "Yeah," Leo said, "I did." Mark laughed louder. "No way. You actually kissed her. The weird, quiet girl. Man, I did not think you could do it. She looks like she is scared of her own shadow." "Shut up, Mark," Leo said. "Hey, a bet is a bet," Mark said. "I told you that you couldn't get the weird girl to kiss you before the big game. You proved me wrong. You won the bet." A bet. The word hit me like a stone. A physical blow to my stomach. A bet. He did not like me. He did not think I was beautiful. He did not come to the library because he wanted peace. He came because of a game. A stupid, cruel game with his friends. I was a challenge. I was a joke. "Here," Mark said. I heard the sound of paper. "Money. Here is your $50. You earned it, Captain. Kissing that boring girl. You deserve a medal." "Just give me the money and shut up," Leo said. He sounded angry. But he took the money. He won the bet. $50. My first kiss. My heart, my dreams. He sold them all for $50. I could not breathe. My chest was tight. Tears burned my eyes. Hot, angry, sad tears. I looked at the door. I had to get out. I could not stay in this room. I could not look at him again. I walked to the door. I did not walk slowly. I walked fast. I pulled the door open, wide open. They were standing there, Leo and Mark. Mark had a red cup in his hand. Leo was putting a $50 bill into his pocket. They looked at me. They froze. Mark stopped laughing. His eyes went wide. Leo's face turned white. He looked like he saw a ghost. His mouth opened, but no words came out. He pulled his hand out of his pocket. "Bella," he whispered. I looked at him. I looked into those honey-brown eyes, the eyes I thought were so kind. Now, they just looked guilty. They looked ugly. I did not scream. I did not yell. I did not hit him. I just looked at him. Tears were falling down my face. I did not wipe them away. Let him see. Let him see what he did. $50, I said. My voice shook. But it was clear in the loud house. I was only worth $50. "Bella, wait," Leo said. He reached out his hand to touch me. "Do not touch me," I said sharply. I stepped back. I looked at his hand like it was a snake. "Let me explain," he said. He stepped toward me. "Please, it is not what you think." "It is exactly what I think," I said. "You won your game." "Congratulations, Captain." I turned away from him. I started to run. I pushed through the people in the hallway. I pushed through the people in the living room. I did not care who I bumped into. I just needed to escape. "Bella, stop." I heard him yell from behind me. I did not stop. I ran to the front door. I pulled it open. I ran out into the cold night air. I ran down the steps. I ran down the street. I ran until my lungs burned. I ran until I could not hear the music anymore. I ran until I could not hear his voice. I stopped under a street light. I leaned against a wall. I tried to breathe, but I was crying too hard. I was sobbing. My chest heaved. I covered my face with my hands. I felt so stupid. I felt so foolish. How could I believe him? How could I believe that a boy like him would want a girl like me? I was just the quiet girl in the library. I was a joke. I walked home slowly. The night was cold. My blue dress did not keep me warm, but I did not care about the cold outside. I only felt the cold inside my heart. When I got to my apartment, I locked the door. I took off my shoes. I took off the blue dress. I threw it in the trash can. I never wanted to see it again. I washed my face. I scrubbed my lips with water and soap. I wanted to wash away his kiss. I wanted to wash away his memory. But it did not work. I still felt it. I still felt the betrayal. I got into bed. My cat, Luna, jumped up and laid next to me. She purred. She tried to comfort me. I hugged her tight, and I cried myself to sleep. Sunday was a dark day. I did not leave my bed. I did not eat. I just stared at the ceiling. I cried until there were no more tears left. I thought about his smile. It was a lie. I thought about his kind words. They were lies. I thought about the kiss, a lie. I felt broken. I felt like a piece of glass that someone dropped on the floor, shattered into tiny pieces. Monday morning came. The alarm clock rang. It was time for class. It was time for work. I lay in bed. I wanted to stay there forever. I did not want to face the world. I did not want to see people. I definitely did not want to see him. I knew he went to the library. What if he came in? I pulled the blanket over my head. I wanted to hide. But then, a small voice inside my head spoke. No, it was a quiet voice, but it was strong. No, you will not hide. I thought about the bed. I thought about Mark's ugly laugh. They thought I was weak. They thought I was a scared little mouse. They thought they could hurt me, and I would just run away and hide in my hole. I felt something new. It was not sadness. It was not fear. It was anger. Hot, bright anger. I am not a mouse. I am a person. I have feelings. I have a brain. I have a heart. And my heart is worth more than $50. My heart is priceless. If I stay in bed, he wins again. If I hide, I let him break me. I threw off the blanket. I sat up. No more crying. I said out loud to my empty room. I stood up. I went to the bathroom. I looked in the mirror. My eyes were red and puffy. My face was pale. I looked tired. I washed my face, splashed cold water on my skin. I brushed my teeth. I brushed my hair. I did not put on the pink lipstick. I did not need it. I did not need to look pretty for anyone. I only needed to be strong for me. I put on my favorite jeans. I put on a comfortable black sweater. I put on my boots. I walked out of my apartment. I walked to campus. The sun was shining, but the air was cold. I kept my head high. I did not look at the ground. I looked straight ahead. I went to my classes. I sat in the front row. I took notes. I focused on the teacher. I did not think about Leo. I forced my brain to think about history, about science, about real things, not fake boys. At 2:00, I went to the library for my shift. I walked in. It smelled like old paper and dust, the smell of safety. But today, I did not need to feel safe. I needed to feel strong. I sat behind my big wooden desk. I started to organize the books. I kept my hands busy. At 3:00, the door opened. I did not look up, but I knew. You can always feel it when a certain person enters the room. The air changes. I heard the heavy footsteps. Tap, tap, tap. They stopped in front of my desk. I kept my eyes on my computer screen. I kept typing. Bella. It was his voice. The deep, soft voice that used to make me melt. Now, it made me feel nothing. I finished typing my sentence. I pressed the enter key. Then, I slowly looked up. Leo was standing there. He looked terrible. He was not wearing his team jacket. He wore a plain gray hoodie. His hair was messy. He had dark circles under his eyes. He looked tired and sad. Good, I thought, be sad. Hello, Leo, I said. My voice was very flat. No emotion. Cold as ice. Do you need a book today? He winced, like I hit him. No, he said softly. I don't need a book. I need to talk to you. Please. I am working, I said. I am busy. I looked back at my screen. I started typing again. Bella, please look at me, he begged. I stopped typing. I looked at him. I gave him a blank stare. I am so sorry, he said. His voice was shaking a little. I am so sorry about Saturday night. I was an idiot. I was a jerk. Yes, you were, I said simply. Let me explain about the bet, he said. He put his hands on the desk. He leaned closer. You do not need to explain, I said. I heard everything. You made a bet with Mark. You bet $50 you could kiss me. You kissed me. You won $50. The end. That is a very simple story. Even a library mouse can understand it. He closed his eyes for a second. He looked in pain. No, that is not the end of the story, he said. Yes, it started as a bet. A stupid, childish bet. Mark dared me. He said I couldn't get you to notice me. I accepted the bet because I was a stupid guy with a big ego. That was a mistake. My biggest mistake. He looked at me with pleading eyes. I did not blink. But Bella, he continued. His voice got lower. When I started coming here, when I started talking to you, everything changed. The bet didn't matter anymore. I forgot about it. You remembered it when you took the money, I said coldly. He swallowed hard. I took the money to shut him up. I was going to give it back, I swear. Bella, I liked talking to you. You are so smart. You are so calm. You listen to me. Nobody listens to me like you do. Everybody just sees the football captain. You saw me. I saw a liar, I said. I am telling the truth now, he said loudly. A few students looked over at us. He lowered his voice again. The kiss was not for the bet. I swear on my life. The kiss was real. I wanted to kiss you. I wanted it so badly. I looked at his lips. The lips that gave me my first kiss. The lips that broke my heart minutes later. I felt something, Bella, he whispered. I know you felt it too, in that room. It was real. I felt a tight squeeze in my chest. He was right. I did feel it. It felt magical. But magic is not real. It is an illusion, a trick. It does not matter what I felt, I said. My voice was steady. I was proud of myself. You built a house on a lie. And a house built on a lie will always fall down. We can rebuild it, he pleaded. Give me another chance. Please, I will do anything. I will prove to you that I care. I will take you on a real date. No friends, no bets, just you and me. He reached out his hand. He tried to touch mine on the desk. I pulled my hand back fast. I stood up. No, I said. He looked shocked. No, I repeated. The word tasted good in my mouth. It tasted like power. I am not a game, Leo. I am not a challenge. I am a person. I deserve someone who wants me from the very beginning. Not someone who uses me for a joke and then changes his mind. I didn't mean to use you, he said. A tear actually formed in his eye. The big, strong captain was crying. But you did, I said. You stole my first kiss. You took something special from me just to win a stupid game. You can never give that back to me. You can never fix that. Bella, please, he begged. I am begging you. Do not do this. I need you in my life. You make me better. Then you need to find someone else to make you better, I said. Because I am not your teacher. I am not your prize. And I am not yours. I picked up a stack of books. I have to go back to work now, I said. Please leave the library. If you need a book, find it yourself. Or ask someone else. I walked away from the desk. I walked down the aisle. I did not look back. My heart was beating very fast. But I was not scared. I was not sad. I was proud. I stood behind a tall shelf. I listened. I heard him stand there for a long time. Then I heard the heavy footsteps walk away. Slower this time. Defeated. I heard the library door open and close. He was gone. I took a deep breath. The air smelled like old paper and dust. But it also smelled like freedom. Weeks passed, then months. I saw Leo on campus sometimes. He was always far away. When he saw me, he stopped. He looked at me with sad eyes, but he never approached me again. He knew my answer. He respected it finally. I heard rumors. People said the captain changed. He was quieter. He didn't go to as many parties. He broke up his friendship with Mark. Maybe he learned his lesson. Maybe he grew up. I hope he did. I truly do. But it is not my problem anymore. My life changed too, but in a good way. I am still a quiet girl. I still love books. I still love my small apartment and my cat. But I am not invisible anymore. I do not hide behind my hair. I do not hide behind the desk. I joined a book club. I made 2 new friends. Real friends. They are nice girls. We drink coffee and talk about stories. We laugh. I learned something very important. When I found out about the bet, I thought my life was over. I thought I was worthless. I thought I was only worth $50. But that was a lie. His lie, not my truth. You see, your value does not come from how other people treat you. Your value comes from inside you. If someone treats you like a game, it means they are foolish. It does not mean you are a toy. I chose to walk away. I chose to say no to the handsome captain, because saying no to him meant saying yes to myself. I chose myself, and that is the best choice you can ever make. Sometimes bad things happen. People will hurt you. People will betray you. They will play games with your heart. It is painful. It hurts so much you think you cannot breathe. Maybe you know this pain. Maybe someone broke your heart. Maybe someone made you feel small. It is okay to cry. It is okay to be sad. But do not stay in bed forever. Do not hide in the dark. Get up, look in the mirror. See your own worth. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are important. You are not a bet. You are not a game. You are the main character of your own story. And my story, it is just beginning. I am happy now, truly happy. I do not need a prince to rescue me. I am my own hero. I walk to campus every day. I smile at the sun. I enjoy my coffee. I study hard. I know what I want. And one day, I will find someone who deserves me. Someone who will look at me and see my value from the very first second. Someone who will never play games with my heart. Until then, I am perfectly fine on my own. I survived the heartbreak. I survived the embarrassment. I found my voice. He thought he won a bet. But in the end, I was the one who won. I won my self-respect. I won my freedom. I won my life back. And that is worth much more than $50. That is worth everything. So, if you are listening to this, remember my story. Remember the quiet girl who said no to the captain. Be strong, protect your heart. Know your worth. You can do this too. Keep going. Keep shining. Your story is beautiful, and you are just getting started. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. Everything will be okay. Just keep walking forward, one step at a time. That is what I did, and I never looked back.